ladies of the net, I'm Countess Rose and welcome to Two Mares Review, where we review anything from fanfiction to character design. I'm here with my co-host Fire Scales.
Hey peeps!
And today we're reviewing the requested fanfiction by the name of Friendship Lost by Miss Ninan Bubs?
Neonios quadruple B. Close enough.
Close enough for cigars. It's just a jumble of letters to me. Okay, to start off, Fire Scales, would you like to give us a synopsis of the fanfic?
Nope. But sure. So this happens after the fall of Chrysalis, and Chrysalis is chained up and locked away, and Twilight, being her knowledge-seeking self, decides to go down and request information on how changelings deal with friendship and what's their take on it. And it's basically the entire interaction between them two, ending with Chrysalis possibly being interested in the pony's form of friendship, in a nutshell.
It's a very nutty nut, isn't it?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I would first off like to say that this fanfiction is interesting, although it's not the only one dealing with what happened to Chrysalis after Canterlot, that whole ordeal. But the vocabulary used in this fanfic is very well. The sentence structure is very high up there. Mm-hmm. It's just the story setup. The setup itself is very standard.
Yeah, I mean, it explains what's going on.
It's just the flow of the narrative kind of had us confused for the most part, because how we got to point A, Chrysalis' mindset on friendship, to point B of her possibly looking toward reformation
had some weird traveling getting there.
Yes. We start off with Twilight going down. As she's going down, she's mulling over what happened at the Canterlot wedding. That it wasn't friendship itself that actually saved the day, but in her view, mindset, it was actually love, which, when you think about it, is friendship on steroids, pretty much.
Yes.
And then we move down into the actual dungeon with Chrysalis, and we actually get into how Changeling Society views friendship, which apparently, the Hive functions as a giant popularity contest, with the one who has the most friends has the higher pecking order.
Kind of like the prom.
Oh my gosh.
The prom king and queen.
Yes.
Oh, the memories. But then it jumped to, like...
Then it jumps into this apparent secret that the higher-ups of the Changeling hierarchy, like the kings and the queens, carry the secret about the changing ways at the rate that the changelings themselves don't understand or know about. And it has to do with the Nightmare Marasma, which is what turned Princess Luna into Nightmare Moon, and apparently has been around far longer than everything else, and has actually been within the Changeling Society longer, and has actually tainted them, hence turning them into their monstrous changeling forms.
Essentially became a part of them.
So, no elements of harmony could fix them. So apparently we have some Smeagol and Gollum kind of stuff going on.
No one can copy me, precious. Sorry. Chrysalis kind of describes a fable that she tells the changelings, and I assume ponies hear about it every now and then, about how this happy and wonderful changeling queen sacrificed her life for what was a natural event that seemed escapable. That's one thing I was kind of like, it's...
Well, like, it's a underground society.
Yeah.
It started out as an underground society with the second greatest ruler of the changelings, Queen Miasma?
No. Metis?
Metis?
I believe so.
I can't word today. But Queen Metis apparently had to save her subjects from an underground eruption of a volcano, which I can understand. This underground caves are falling down. She has to use her powers to save, yada yada yada. But this is not the truth. Apparently, and this is one of the main things where my brain just kind of like went derp on its head, and I guess I kind of got confused. Confusion is the word of the day, my every pony. And apparently, her and the changelings were fighting the miasma, and they were winning. But then something happened within their own ranks, and their food somehow got
Food and water got poisoned somehow.
Somehow, and it's never explained who, why, or when that happened, so...
Basically, the miasma showed up, they fought, the food and water was poisoned, and then...
Apparently from within.
And then immediate anarchy.
Yeah, I can understand immediate anarchy, but, like, why would someone within the ranks of her army poison their kin and brethren and fellow soldiers when they were winning?
Especially when it's a popularity contest. You know, who has the most friends to be the ruler.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what happened? There's a story here, and I think if I knew this story, my confusion would probably be lessened.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, so mainly she sacrificed herself, apparently, I'm going to assume she forced her changelings out of the underground toward the surface, which had already been desolated by the miasma and had pretty much been turned into what everyone refers to as the Badlands.
Yes. Yeah.
Inserts Lion King 2 reference here.
That's the Argon boulders. You must never go there, son.
Mm-hmm. So, and then she somehow dies throughout that thing, and I'm just like, what does that have to do with this? Question mark? Because none of this is brought back up except for the miasma. And the miasma apparently is... Okay, I'm starting to think... I'm drawing really strong parallels between changelings and vampires at this point, because apparently if a changeling succumbs to their hunger, which the miasma seems that is so integrated within their biology now that they have to feed off of love, which is what we know as changelings. But if they succumb to that hunger and actually give themselves fully over to it, they turn into these gruesome monsters, and Chrysalis apparently has to kill them. And I'm just like...
Doesn't exactly explain why they value friendship, or how they value friendship differently than ponies do.
Yeah.
I mean, it could explain why Chrysalis doesn't value it as much, because she makes friends, and then with her luck, they fall victim to their hunger, and then she has to kill her own friends or something.
Well, like, I think because she's the queen, she has the most friends, which ups up the... Because, like, apparently changelings succumbing to their hunger is a common occurrence, and she has to put them down or something, and I feel like... Okay, the story itself is very short, and I feel like if it was maybe twice as long, and we had more details about the backing of this.
Mm-hmm.
This thing needs a sequel or a prequel. If you just sit and read the story and turn off your brain, it's very pretty, it's very nice to read, it's very easy to read, I feel like. As long as you don't pay too much attention to the details, which I'm sadly did, and I enjoy the story, it's just...
We would love for you to, make these tweaks and...
This has been the most confusing thing. We actually took notes.
And also one thing the one thing that kind of threw us off was how quickly Chrysalis changed and was interested.
Yeah, Chrysalis's mindset, I think, did a 180 in the story, and that's what's mainly confusing me, because the transition doesn't seem natural or fluid. Because we have Chrysalis pretty much saying, friendship didn't save the day, it was Twilight's determination and her own personal perseverance that saved the day. It wasn't friendship, it wasn't love. And then she goes into the history of the changelings, their connection to the nightmare miasma, and then she starts talking about her having to kill her friends and brethren, and it just kind of dwindles into her accepting reformation.
I think it was done a little too quickly.
Yeah, I'm just like, that was a very quick hero turn, and I think I got whiplash. I want this story not to hurt my brain.
It's an interesting premises.
It's an interesting premise, although it hurts my brain because I think I'm really overthinking it.
I think we both are.
I think we're seriously overthinking this, but clarification is a good thing, I guess?
I mean, maybe if, because especially since Chrysalis has been living like this all her entire life, I don't see her snapping away from it so quickly. I would still, because the way she lives now and killing her friends is very familiar to her. And so I wouldn't see her just abandoning that entirely so quickly. So it might be interesting if she, originally rejected Twilight's offer, and then Twilight could still, work on the Changeling Queen and, keep explaining herself and explaining how, how friendship for them works.
I think my main problem with the story is too short. The character interactions don't feel natural or fluid, and it ends too quick. I think if this was spread out over a period of time, because this is one conversation, and to get someone from point A to point B that quickly on that big of a subject.
That's a lot you're asking your audience to take in one sitting.
That is a giant leap.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you pretty much dump their political and social status concepts on us, as well as their history with the Nightmare Miasma, in such a quick, short paragraphs that really I think could be expanded upon. Overall, the story has an interesting setup. The premise is interesting, but has been done on several occasions. This one, I feel like your writing style is very pretty. It's very high-end.
Your vocabulary is very nice.
Yes,
and grammar.
Yes, grammar and vocabulary. We thoroughly appreciate the upper class. And now, slightly off track of the actual story, I want to draw attention to the lovely cover art that was done by a Miss 1989. I just want to say this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I love subdued colors and the emotion. And that poor starving changeling.
Yeah, I love the detail. Look at the tattered wing and the shine on her shell.
I love the shape that she gave to their husks.
Yeah, it's a lot more angular.
Mm-hmm.
And the vein. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So yeah.
Very nice art.
Oh, the detail on her crown is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I just wanted to draw attention to that because that is beautiful work.
We'll put links.
Yes, links shall be in the description below because, oh my gosh, that was amazing. But the story
could use a little bit of finessing.
I think not really finessing. I think expansion.
Yeah.
Because I think what you're trying to accomplish too quickly, and it doesn't feel natural within the story.
I can agree with that.
I think that is all. Fires Ghost, do you have anything else you would like to add?
Nope.
Okay, so
we'd love to see it revised,
or a extension of this. Maybe like a sequel to the story could hammer some things out. If there is, please link us.
We'll be happy to read it.
Yes. So, until next time, guys, if you have a fanfiction you'd like us to review or character OCs, we are still accepting submissions for our next episode or future episodes, period.
Yep.
Please send a link to us either on our DeviantArt page or email address, or just link us in the description below and we'll gladly take a look. So, until next time, guys, I'm Countess Rose.
And I'm Fire Scales.
Thank you and have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.